We are back at Everything Money. It's Seth, Paul, Mo talking about Peloton today. We will go over Peloton's financials. Mo will show you how to trade Peloton at a quicker pace. Paul, the Pelotons that we have in the Everything Money workout facility, we have the older versions, the ones that were eating children and too soon, Mo? I guess it is. I shouldn't laugh. They really were. I mean, the design on these puppies, if a dog or a child got near one of these Pelotons, it's just all over. And I remember I think in one of our videos in the past, Paul, we showed one of those videos where someone like put like a fake like Cabbage Patch doll near the back end of one of these Pelotons and it just eats it up. Have they recovered from that? The stock price took a tank, Mo, back in the day. We still love Peloton, the monthly service provider. You can walk through Switzerland, where we'll be going in February, Paul, on your Peloton. You get on this thing on a daily basis. So give us your thoughts on this company, where it's headed, and is the stock price justified in terms of what the company is doing financially, Paul?
So guys, first off, follow us on Instagram. Marketing tells me to ask for that because we are awesome people. So guys, Peloton is just a hype company right now. I mean, look at this. It's got a $26 billion market cap, $4 billion in revenue, and it loses $200 million. I don't think it's made profit yet. So look at the 5-year free cash flow. It doesn't exist because we don't have the data for it. And last year's free cash flow was a loss of $500 million. So no PE, that's an X, and no 5-year return on invested capital because there's no profit, no cash flow there. So that's an X.
Now their marketing is absurd, Paul. I was assumed they'd be losing money as a young, early company, but they are really branding. I mean, there are other competitors, Mo, the Nautilus and yada yada, but
yeah, even Amazon has their own now.
Come on.
Yeah, I think it's called Echelon.
But I don't even watch a ton of TV, and I see all the Peloton commercials.
Well, yeah, and I like the Peloton. It's expensive, but I like my Peloton treadmill a lot.
How much was that? About $4,000 or $5,000?
$4,200. Was that what it was?
That's a lot for a treadmill.
Plus we pay $40 a month for it.
Now, before that, Paul, you were on one of those bikes with the
wind coming.
No, I was on the Flintstones. I was in the car, like
just running his legs.
Spin like this.
What about the financials at Peloton? How are they doing?
I mean, guys, we don't have 5 years of data, but look at this: $915 million in revenue in 2019. $4 billion last year. Remember, last year what happened? There was a shutdown. People bought a lot of Pelotons. Their revenue is going to skyrocket. Net income lost 195 to 189. Shares outstanding, it's up. Not a shock. So, guys, we created this software because we wanted people, all of our users kept saying, hey, how do I get your software? We created it. It's awesome. You get a lot more data on other companies. Like, for example, NordicTrack. Let's go to NordicTrack, and that way I can show you guys. Well, I can't right here, right now. But either way, you get a lot of stuff here. You get the mobile app, shows you everything on there. 8 pillars, 30 years of financial data, stock analyzer tool, exclusive daily content, a bunch of other things. Guys, it's only 90 cents per day. If you are serious about your investing and your future financially, can you honestly tell me that 90 cents a day isn't worth it versus that crappy cup of coffee that you stopped at Speedway or BP to buy this morning, or even Starbucks? And guess what? Our competitors are $200 a month, $200 a month, and $35 a month, and you don't get anywhere close to the stuff we give you. No brainer, everythingmoney.com. Click the link below. This is absolutely the easiest decision you'll make in your life. So guys, I had to look at this, and I just had to break it down and say, there's no cash flow, there's no nothing. How do I value this company?
True.
So one way to do it is I look at their revenue. Okay, so then I'd look at their competitors. Now I'll go to NordicTrack. Is NordicTrack publicly traded? What is NordicTrack?
Or Nautilus?
Aren't they under Nautilus?
Oh, is it Nautilus? Okay, Nautilus.
I think so.
Okay. Nautilus is selling for 0.38 times its revenue. So you take its revenue per year, and $735 million, its market cap's 280, it's 0.38. Peloton is selling for 6.37 times its revenue. Does that mean it's overpriced? I don't know, but I look at it going, why is one selling for 0.38 and one is selling for 6.4 times? Massive difference.
You tell us, baby.
I don't know. Hype? That's possible? What I want to do with Peloton is how much of this revenue was one time I'm going to sell you a device versus the $40 a month everybody's paying? I don't know. You're paying for that community aspect of it. So I look at Peloton and say, this is just a tough one because there's no revenues. I don't know what their profit margin will be at the bottom line when they are stable. I don't know what their free cash flow will be at the bottom line when they are stable. This is why I avoid newer companies, because they can paint the rosiest of rosiest pictures for us. They can tell you, oh, we're going to make all this money. We're going to do this. We're going to generate all this cash flow. But I don't know. I'm going to go off their assumptions. And I don't know if you're going to be confused by this, but companies tend to be more optimistic than most people about their own performance in the future.
Yeah, this isn't a very fun approach. If you're investing at home, I realize that if you type in Peloton on YouTube, there's going to be a lot of very exciting guys with like exploding heads saying how wonderful this is going to grow in the future. And it very well might be the case, Paul. But here at Everything Money, with a value investing mindset, is we want to find a currently great company
that we can figure out what they're going to do in the next 5-10 years.
And then find it on sale, which is maybe the exact opposite here. Is I wouldn't consider Peloton to be an incredibly great company at the moment. It's growing and it has a possibility to become great.
They have great products. Mo has their bike. He loves it.
Yeah, it's great. Good classes, good community, everything.
Yeah.
So in essence, the non-fun approach of this channel is we need to patiently wait for either Peloton to keep growing and be that amazing company, and then potentially wait for it to go on sale, which is currently not. But if you want to trade this at a quicker pace, you can join Mo in the Bid and Ask Nation, that glorious Bid and Ask Nation. Mo, what's going on with Peloton? I see it's way below that stochastic. What's the story over there?
Yeah, it is, but it's also, if you just look and just go back a little bit, this is a little bit of a consolidation channel. So it's kind of holding that support line dating back to late 2020. So we're kind of in that area. To me, the way that it's setting up, being at these support levels, and your stochastic is pretty oversold. I think it's going to probably bottom out here and eventually turn back up. So this is a great looking stock for a watch list. The tough part for you, though, will be, look at this, you're below all 4 of these major moving averages. So you're going to need, with how terrible this volume has been for the last month, it's just declining on you. You are really going to have to fight to get through here. So it's just going to take interest in the stock. People just need to get interested again, and it will be okay. And also, Nordic Track is not owned by Nautilus, but Nautilus is like Nautilus, Bowflex, you know, those kind of companies.
All right.
But
so it's still something to compare
I just wanted to clarify.
Thank you for looking that up.
Yeah.
In the end, folks, we like to think that we're teaching you a process of investing. So, you know, in the comments below, people are like, these guys never buy anything. And that's most likely true, as some of the most favorite people we like to look up to. You know, you get a few great buys in your life. So unfortunately, patience and disciplined spending, Paul, is not very popular nowadays. And so we'd like to show you our stock analyzer tool to see how we would value a company in terms of a ticker price. Paul, go ahead and pull it up there. What are you looking up there?
So what I want to do was see how big the home gym market size is. I just Googled, what is the home gym equipment market size? And it says 5.5 billion in 2019. They did 4 billion last year. And it's going to reach 11.5 billion in 2027, a 7.8% increase per year. So I went to our stock analyzer tool. I put in very growth. This would make basically the company own like 90% of the market, which technically they did, but it was during COVID that they did 4 billion. In 2019 was 5.5 billion. That was pre-COVID. I'm sure the market jumped big time. I made all these assumptions here, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about profit. I have no idea what any of these things are going to do. I hit the analyze button. The stock is currently at 86 bucks. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought, but I am making big assumptions on revenue growth, 10, 15, 20%. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about Peloton. If you believe it's going to be, then I just don't know.
So the thing about Peloton, it's not just you have to be on their hardware device. Now they're coming out with like yoga classes and this kind of stuff. So it's kind of becoming this fitness community. And also, I read a story the other day that said that gyms are failing like nobody's business after COVID. And I mean, to me, it makes sense. We don't work out at a gym. We have a gym here. Of course, that's an anomaly, but my friend Nick, he's bigger than me. He works out at home in his basement. He built a gym during COVID. Our friend Matt, he built a gym in his house. So this is becoming a thing where people are like, oh, I don't need to go and have this recurring charge of this BS gym that's never going to cancel my credit card when I tell them to cancel. So, hashtag LA Fitness. So this is just, I think this is the way that things are going. So
Paul, don't you live in the Planet Fitness owner's house?
Yeah, they I don't know, they started it or they bought it when it was small. And
now that's amazing numbers behind you, how much is spent. And now, Paul.
No, this is Peloton's subscriber growth. September of 2020, they had 880,000. So look at this going 880,000 times 40. What is that? $35 million a month.
Jeez.
Times 12. 420 million a year. But remember, they did 4.2 billion last year.
That's right.
That's 10% is their subscription. Do you know what I mean? Like I look at it going, all right, well, how are they going to keep growing this thing? I mean, are people going to be buying? How long is a Peloton good for? Like if I bought my Peloton a year and a half ago, right? How long am I going to have that thing for?
Probably a while.
Probably a long time.
Yeah.
Probably a long, long time.
And
The other treadmill we have in our gym, Tim uses it all the time. I use it if the Peloton's not for some reason down for service.
And
I've had that thing for 4 or 5 years.
And the other cool thing about Peloton is you don't take your product to them. They bring a van to you and they fix your product in your gym.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep you updated on Peloton, where it's headed. In the meantime, Paul will be at his home gym with double shake weights, just working on those triceps, one in the middle, just really working on those biceps and tries, Paul. And they're helping. I mean, you're really busting out of that white Michigan shirt.
Well, it's a little loose, actually. This is a medium. It used to be very tight on me.
Medium.
Fondle the thumbs up on the way out. Join the Everything Money community. You can talk to folks all over the world in our concise community about Peloton, what people are doing with it. That's our take. See you next video. Love you. Thanks.